Hey team, welcome to another video for Building Better Baseball. And this is a small space drills and activities training that I did for a coaching clinic that I was a part of. And now I want to bring it to you as my YouTube audience to show you all the love that I feel for your support. So this is a training that is jam-packed with tons of drills for all sorts of parts of the game. And this is specifically for small spaces and kind of rainy days and stuff like that. And before we get started, as always, if you look down in the description, grab your free guide. I made tons of them down there for free, and I made them just for you. So this is part two, and part two has to do with offense and hitting drills. Hey team, welcome to this free training for indoor and small space activities for the off season and even rainy days. So all of these activities that are in this training, you can use for indoor spaces like a gym or an indoor baseball facility. You can use for rainy days whenever you can't have practice outside and you're inside space. And also you can use all these activities outside as well. So there's a lot of different uses for all these different activities. So I'm really excited to bring you this free training. And before we get started, I want to thank you for being a subscriber. So let's get started. So offensive drills and activities. The first one is tee drills. First of all, I think the tee is the absolute best way to practice any part of the swing because for the kids, the ball isn't moving. They don't have to worry about soft toss where the ball is moving and trying to make contact. The ball is stationary, so they can really think and get into their stance and practice anything they want to practice without the ball moving. So I always use the tee every single time, and I really got my players used to hitting off the tee and how to properly use the tee to their advantage to practice their swing. So you could do inside-outside pitches, set up the tee inside-outside. That's a drill. You could do the high tee and the low tee. You could do top hand, bottom hand. So basically hitting with one hand, hitting with the bottom hand, hitting with the top hand. You could do only the top half swing. So basically your lower half is already fired and you're in your stance as if you were swinging. And then you just take your hands and you put them back like this. And then you only swing with your top half. So in this drill, your bottom half is already fired. And then you just pull your hands back and then you swing. So it's only your top half swing. You're focusing on your top half. Glove on the head. This is for pulling your head out, right? So you put your glove on your head and you just hit off the tee and you try to keep the glove on your head without falling off throughout the entire swing. This is something that I love to use, and it's actually a lot of fun for players because I think it's all goofy having the glove on their head. So it's actually a lot of fun, and it works on players who pull their head out. The step back drill. This is for lunging forward. So basically, you would be here and you would take a step back, and then swing. This way, when you're stepping back like that, there's no way that they can lunge forward. It's not like you can go back and then forward, right? You take a step back, and then swing. So that's the step back drill. You can hit a basketball for power. So set up a basketball on the tee and just have them hit it. Have them swing all the way through. Because when they hit that basketball, their bat's going to stop. So it teaches them to hit with power and hit all the way through. You can kneel on your back knee and swing. So this is another top half drill where you're kneeling on your back knee, you stick your leg out in front, and you basically swing with your top half. It's basically eliminating your bottom half so you don't have to worry about that, and you're only focusing on your top half swing. You can even use this with top hand, bottom hand. So there's a little combination there for you if you would like to do that. So this one, you can hold a basketball, and this is for dropping your hands. So basically when you set up like this, you hold a basketball in between your forearms and your chest, and if you're swinging and you roll down like this, you will feel that basketball rolling on your chest, and that's not what you want. That's exactly what this drill is supposed to expose, is that if you go down here like this, you can feel that basketball rolling on your chest, and you don't want it to move when you swing. So you're here, you load back, and you swing, and the whole goal is to not feel that basketball rolling on your chest. The ball in the elbow, and this is for casting your hands. So when you're up like this, you put a little ball, either a baseball, you could put a tennis ball or anything like that. You put it in your elbow, right? And you have it like this. And if you go here and you cast your hands out like this, that ball will fall before you swing. And that is what the whole drill is supposed to let you know, is that if you cast your hands out, that ball will fall. You don't want that to happen. So when you swing, obviously the ball is going to fall out, but you don't want it to fall out until after you swing. And this is for players who cast their hands out when they swing. And lastly, there are just endless drills to do. These are only a few that I know of that I used to practice when I was a kid. And even with my team, when I coached my team, I did these drills all the time. These are just a few examples, but there are literally endless drills to do. Go search up on YouTube any T drills, and there are tons and tons and tons of videos that have tons of drills. But overall, I think the T is the best way to practice your swing, and the players can really get into focusing on their swing because the ball's not moving. The next one is soft toss. So you should teach your players how to properly soft toss first. So basically, when you're out here like this and your hand goes back like this, that's when they load. They load when your hand goes back, and then you go up here and you toss. There's a proper way to soft toss, and it's not just flicking the ball up like that. You're not getting your teammates better when you soft toss like that. So first, teach your players how to properly soft toss. You could do the regular toss, just a regular soft toss, and have the player hit. You could do a location. You could throw it to the front hip. You could throw it to the back hip. That's kind of like inside outside a little bit. You could do a toss from behind. So basically, if I'm set up here, the tosser is behind me back here, and the ball is coming from behind, and I have to catch up to the ball. It's for bat speed. This one is specifically for bat speed when the ball is coming from behind. So same thing with the tee. You could do top hand. You could do bottom hand. Single hand swings for soft toss. You could do a fastball changeup toss. So basically a fastball is just a regular toss, and a changeup is when you toss it a little higher in the air. So the fastball would just kind of be straight towards the player. The changeup would toss up like that, right? So the player has to load and then wait for it, and then as it comes down, then he swings. So the fastball changeup toss is something that I really like, and it gets players' timing down, and it helps them realize that the load and the swing is not the same thing. They're two different things where you load, you recognize the pitch, and then you swing. And this fastball changeup toss is a really good way to practice that. You can do the two ball toss. So basically you have two balls in your hand, one here, and you toss them both, and you call bottom or top. As soon as you toss it, you call top, and they have to hit the top. Or you call bottom, and they have to hit the bottom. So whatever you call, they have to listen for it, and then they hit that top or bottom, whichever one you call. You could do a small wiffle ball toss. So the little wiffle golf balls, you could just toss those and have them hit those. It's better for hand-eye coordination. So the last one is an eyes closed toss. Basically, the hitter has their eyes closed like this. The tosser, as soon as they let it go, they say open, and the hitter has to open their eyes, pick up the ball, and swing and hit. Right? So it works on hand-eye coordination, and it works on vision as well. All right, moving on to the next one. Bunting drills or competitions. You could do proper bunting positioning, right? So you're down here like this, bat's out, level. Make sure they know how to swivel the bat to get different angles down the first base, down the third base line. You could do a sacrifice bunt. You could do a third and first base bunt, basically have them bunt down third base, bunt down first base. You could do a drag bunt. You could do a push bunt. And you can do a squeeze bunt. All of these different bunts are things that if you're a really, really young team, you may not be doing it. But as they get older and as they get especially into high school, the high school coaches use these. And it's really important to know, just as baseball IQ, it'll increase their baseball IQ to know how to do all these different type of bunts. Use cones or markers for targets and baselines. So you can have competitions. You can see how many times you could bunt it into this circle or bunt it in between a couple cones. So put a couple cones on the first baseline and the third baseline and see how many times that they can bunt through those cones and have a little competition with it, right? Make it fun. The next one is hit regular wiffle balls. So you can hit these into a net or open space with other players fielding. So the wiffle balls, they don't hurt. They don't really go too far. So you could have the whole group fielding back with one player pitching and just have them hit regular wiffle balls. A little bonus is if you get wiffle balls with one solid side, then those can get really good movement on the balls, on the pitches. If you throw them a certain way, they will move a lot. And that's really good to recognize different pitches, especially with the player hitting. They'll have to adjust and try to pick up that ball and try to hit that ball. The next one is you can hit small wiffle balls. So these are great for vision training and seeing the ball. During games, I use them for pregame just to get the player's vision down and the hand-eye coordination down. And you can use them for so many different things. I highly suggest investing in some small wiffle balls. You can use them for so many different activities. So this one is pretty cool. I used to do this when I was younger and my coach did it with me, and I thought it was really, really fun, and it worked on my vision as well. So you basically catch small wiffle balls in a 2-liter bottle. So you take a 2-liter bottle and you cut a hole in the bottle big enough to fit a line of at least 3 to 4 small wiffle balls. So if you lined up 3 to 4 small wiffle balls, you cut that big of a hole in the 2-liter bottle. You attach the bottle to a stick of some sort, and then you have players catch the wiffles in the bottle. So basically, if you look here at this little tube here, you can buy something like that to put the little top in. You can duct tape it, or literally you can just find a stick that can fit inside the bottle and you can duct tape that, and that is good enough. Where the players just get in their stance like this and they hold the bottle out like that. Somebody throws the little wiffle balls and they try to catch the wiffle balls in the bottle. And it's really cool because when they catch the ball in the bottle, the balls stay in the bottle. So at the end of the round, they can see how many they caught. It's really good for vision and it's really good for hand-eye coordination. And honestly, it's a lot of fun and more difficult than they think. And the more they practice it, the more their vision will get better and improve and the more fun they'll have. So this is a really cool one that not everybody knows about, but I did it when I was younger and my coach did it. And we always had so much fun having different little competitions with this. The next one is you can play pepper. So pepper is great for vision training and getting the barrel to the ball, right? So you're just sitting there, somebody tosses it, and you just do pepper, do pepper, do pepper, right? And the whole idea behind pepper is if you hit a pop-up or a line drive and somebody catches it, then they're allowed to go swing the bat. But if you hit it into the ground or you hit a ground ball and they field it, then you just keep on going, keep on going. It's really good for getting the barrel to the ball and vision and picking up the ball. The next one is you can play a full wiffle ball game, right? So set up bases, set up different guidelines for the game, and you can just play a full wiffle ball game. You can make rules for the field of play. So if you have a really, really small space, you can say, if you hit the back wall, that's a triple. Or if you hit the right wall, that's a double or whatever. Just make different rules for the field of play. And the coaches can even play, right? You can bat opposite-handed. So me and my coaching staff actually did this one time where we set up a little wiffle ball tournament at an indoor facility. We had 2 fields and we were one team and we had to bat opposite hand. So I had to bat left-handed. And it was so much fun because the players were trying to beat us, and literally the whole entire practice, we just had this whole huge wiffle ball tournament, and it was so much fun. And it got a lot of practice in, and we had those wiffle balls with the solid side, so we were throwing it, and the balls were moving and everything, and we just had a lot of fun with it. So this is something that you could do. You could just have a full wiffle ball tournament for the entire practice. That's a lot of fun for the kids, and it gets a lot of work in. So you can use a Thunderstick for a small barrel. So if you've never heard of a Thunderstick, it basically has a handle exactly like a bat, but it thins out at the top and it's basically like this big. So it's basically a really small barrel to work on hand-eye coordination and vision. Also, you can use any stick or a PVC pipe or even the handle of the bat. If you really can't find anything, get some wiffle balls and have them hit wiffle balls, but have the kids switch their bat around and hold the barrel, like the middle of the barrel area, and have them hit with the handle of the bat. So you would have them hit with this part of the bat. That's the exact same thing. Just switch their bat around and hit with the handle. So you can hit little wiffle balls. You can even hit real baseballs. I don't know if you would want to hit real baseballs with the handle of the bat because it might mess up the grip, but you can hit wiffle balls. You can hit small wiffle balls with this handle of the bat, and that works on vision and training, and it's just different. Kids love different and keeps everything new and fresh and fun.